Hey, welcome to the Machine Head Production Blogs number 2. In this episode, we're going to take you through the new and improved Jingletown Studios. The Green Day guys did a ton of cool stuff to the studio since the last time we were here making the Locust record. And also, right after that, we're going to take you into making the drum tones and getting the miking and getting Dave McClain's ultimate drum awesomeness.
Hi, my name is Lee. I work here at Jingletown. I'm helping out on the new Machine Head record. We are right now in Studio A's live room. We have the Drumbrella, which is a rather new sort of addition to our room, which is sort of a diffuser. It can be lowered and raised above the drum kit, help kind of keep cymbals out of the room, can help kind of tighten up the sound on the overheads over the drums. In this session, it's kind of cool because with Machine Head, they have a really nice big drum kit, and we are recording, I think, 22, 23 tracks of drums, lots of room mics, lots of overheads. It sounds badass and big. Running it to tape, which is really exciting and fun.
Well, I'm putting on our 2-inch reel. We're using the Studer A800 24-track tape machine. We're recording all of our drum tracks to this machine. We're able to do that with a box called Clasp by a company called Endless Analog. What the Clasp enables us to do is control the tape machine via a plug-in within the Pro Tools world. So I can actually stop and start recording a Pro Tools session, and the tape machine will be recording constantly in the background. So we can still punch in and out, and we can be rolling tape the entire time.
It's like 4 cymbals. Like, instead of doing it with the snare.
And then switch it for the next part? Go back to the old one, or what?
Sure.
Okay.
This is the second record Machine Head is doing here. The only real addition to the live room would be the Drumbrella, but in the control room, we've completely remade everything. Tons and tons of changes since the last time we were here. We've got a badass Neve in here now. This thing is sort of like the classic recording Neve rock and roll console. Originally, Green Day used to go to Ocean Way for all their drum tracks. But what happened was, when it came time for the new records, they really wanted to have a place that could be their home, where they could kind of get the drum sounds that they were getting down in LA at Ocean Way. It was all so they could feel more comfortable, have a place close to them that they could get a sound in that they really liked.
You got to get an awesome, amazing snare sound. And so the guys in Green Day were super cool. They got a stockpile of snare drums they brought in, and they let us basically try a bunch of them. And basically Chris Dugan, the guy who helps run the joint, he actually brought in this amazing snare called a Done It. And it was awesome. Actually, we ended up getting Lars, my buddy Lars, ended up loaning us one of his Bell brass snares, which is like a fucking $4,000 snare drum, and it was awesome. We got it here placed on the pillow for maximum protection. But in the end, we ended up going with the Done It, which was super awesome. We used it for some stuff, and we used some of the other snares for other things. But the heart of the drum kit ended up being the Done It.
For the snare, this time around, we did something really cool, something that I've always, wanted to do. We ended up using the Done It snare, which is a titanium shell snare, and it's got really tight crack, and it's got a killer low end. So what we did is we mic'd it with 3 mics. We used a 57, a normal 57, only it's an angled 57. You can see it right here. It's a 90-degree angle. It goes like an L. And then we used the 414, which is also miking the snare, but it's miking it right on the rim, so we can catch like a little bit of ring. And then for the bottom, we used the Telefunken M80, which is an amazing clear mic. It's actually a handheld mic, but we tried it against a whole bunch of other mics on the bottom head, and that one by far just gave us, that bottom representation of the snare. So yeah, we're really happy with the snare sound. It's slamming. The drums are gonna be killing it this time around. Everything was recorded in analog, so you can hear that on the cymbals, such smooth, and also the punch of the kick and, the toms. It's just a really punchy sound for the new record.
That's pretty sick.
All right, so that's the end of video blog number 2. And next week, we start getting into the guitars and tracking stuff and getting the tones and kind of walking you through the amps that we're doing. So come back in a couple of weeks. See ya.